Good morning, all. As you know, my name is Andre McCullough, and how I came to this chapter is my life journey. I was born in Rochester, New York. My parents moved there from South Carolina. My dad was a welder by trade, and in 1956, he met my mother at a hospital in King Street, South Carolina, where she was a nurse's aide helping to take care of his uncle. And I guess he was just smitten by her when he first saw her. And he dated her for a good period of time. In 1957, they moved to Rochester, started a family. I'm the youngest of 3 siblings. My oldest sibling, his name is Anthony. My sister is Sharon, and I, of course, am the youngest. My brother is 6 feet tall, and sometimes I kind of wish if I had that height, how much of a difference would that have made in my life? Not much, because I am who I am. My sister is the apple of my dad's eye. They could almost be twins if we were to set them side by side and look at them. My birthplace of Rochester, as was mentioned by Charles in his speech relative to mentioning Russia being cold, Rochester is a very cold climate. Upstate New York, western New York, and for weeks at a time in the wintertime, there can be no sunshine. So I am very enthused to be here in North Carolina. I actually loved it in Greensboro. The one thing I really love about Greensboro is the immense amount of trees, vegetation. It's almost like being in heaven. The high school that I went to in Rochester, New York, name is Edison Technical and Industrial High School. As a freshman, the students are asked to go through 6 different shop classes to decide on which course of study they want to continue until being a senior. 6 choices are electrical, machine shop, graphic arts, drafting, and wood and metal. That may mention 5. I chose drafting, and that has helped to propel me into my field of work right now, which is engineering. Unfortunately, right now I'm not working, but I am a degree mechanical engineer. I worked 15 years for General Motors. And going from drafting, that has helped propel me into becoming an engineer. As a child, I would always love to disassemble things, see how they work, put them back together. I know that in our basement, I call that my garage, where I would hang my bicycle up on the floorboards, suspend it, take it apart, clean it, put it back together, look at the chain and how it went around the sprocket and things like that. So that's where my interest in working as an engineer now has stemmed from. I have a 2-year degree from Monroe Community College, which is in Rochester, New York. And after that, after receiving that degree, I worked for probably 2 to 3 years and decided to go back to school towards a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering, for which I attended South Carolina State University. From there, I lived in Atlanta for a period of 6 months. After that, going to work at General Motors up in Rochester, New York, which I worked for 15 years. In working as an engineer there in the design area, it was told to me that really before you can become a good engineer, you need to get experience in a manufacturing facility to see what it takes to make the pieces and the components that you want to design for someone to have to build. So I took on that challenge, and I moved from Rochester, New York to Grand Rapids, Michigan in 1994. And I worked at an injector manufacturing facility there. That is where I met my wife, Evelyn. And after having worked there for those 15 years, she took a job down here in North Carolina, which is how I came to this chapter in my life right now, being here. Moving here to North Carolina, I remained working as an engineer, going from the automotive industry over to the medical device manufacturing industry. Something for which I never thought I would do, to leave from being an automotive engineer. But it was very challenging, and I actually enjoyed it. I have had a chance to go into operating rooms as doctors were performing procedures to see how they were doing what they were doing, to try to come up with ideas and products to help them do their job better, to help patients. And right now, I am working doing consulting engineering, for which I enjoy. I'd like for it to grow a lot more than it is, but that'll come in time. The more that I pursue and develop skills that I can provide to potential clients. Coming here to North Carolina, I think, has been a tremendous blessing. It has allowed me to see different parts of the country. I am 4 hours from the coast, 4 hours from the mountains. I can get on Interstate 40 and drive from one part of the country all the way to the other part of the country, from the East Coast to the West Coast. So as the journey of my life continues, I look to continue to develop and grow as an individual and become a part of Toastmasters, particularly Carolina Toastmasters. I hope to continue to develop my speaking skills and how I can promote and express my love of Christ. I'm a Toastmaster.